Hi there, welcome to this presentation which I'm going to entitle Plan B, the 4-year freedom plan. This is not a sales pitch, this is an information based session that we're going to be going through today. And I don't know why you're here exactly. You might be somebody who's already redirected your monthly spending away from the toxic products that so many of us have grown up with and used every single day, and into doTERRA products, which are health enhancing and transformational, and you might have found yourself starting to tell people about these products. And here's the thing, if you love doTERRA and you're naturally talking about the oils and the products with other people, you're more than 50% of the way to having a really successful doTERRA business, because that's what it's all about. But you might be here because you've never heard of doTERRA before, but somebody that you know and trust might have suggested that you watch this presentation because they think that it might be something that you might be interested in. And if you are interested by the end of this presentation, then fantastic. And if you're not, that's totally cool too. This definitely is not for everyone. And what I'm going to share today is pretty outside of the box thinking. But I'm going to ask you just to keep an open mind as you listen to what I'm going to say to you and as you take in this information. Because if it does resonate with you, if it does speak to you, it may well change your life forever. And I know that sounds like a really big promise, but just see what unfolds over the next hour or so. Just keep an open mind and see what happens. So I'm going to ask that you switch off all distractions, switch off your phone, close down all of the other tabs that you've got open on your computer or whatever you're watching this on, and really be with me for the next hour. And I know that that's no small ask in today's world, and actually that's why I'm presenting this information, because this is the best opportunity I have ever seen to create a life that you can truly be in, where you can be really present in the now without having to worry about your future. Make sure you've got a glass of water with you and that you've got a pen and paper, because what I'm going to suggest is that you write down any questions that come up for you as we make our way through this information, and just send those questions to me or the person who sent you here to watch this after we're done, so you can set up a time to get your questions answered. Also, the other thing I'm going to recommend is that you write down your biggest ahas, like the big wow, I didn't know that moments. Because at the end of the presentation, I'm going to show you how those ahas may well help you to win a free essential oils introductory kit at the end of this workshop. So in the world that we live in today, the traditional idea of success, if you like, is that you're born and then you spend the first 25 years of your life studying and learning stuff and getting qualified to get a good job. Okay, so you spend the first 25 years of your life just really trying to figure out where you fit in, and how you can earn enough money to live, right? And then you spend the next 40 years of your life working hard, and if you're very organised, also saving as much money as you possibly can as well. Because when you're 65, which is the retirement age for now at least, and you're one of the lucky 2% who actually can retire, you get to spend, hopefully, 15 years or more living the dream, which in reality, let's face it, in your golden years, you've spent the years where you've had the most vitality and health and energy in your body working. And for the most part, people in this age bracket are just getting by. And they're investing any money that they have managed to save in trying to get their health back, trying to get their energy back, and trying to fit in all of the experiences that they really wanted to have been having over the last 65 years of their lives. Now, I don't know about you, but I think this is a completely crazy system, because in truth, none of us know how long we have. So living our lives like this, putting things off until we retire, seems completely mad, especially when you consider that on our deathbeds, it's been proven that most people regret having worked so hard and not letting themselves live a happier life, not allowing themselves to be truer to themselves. And way before we even get to retirement, most people are living paycheck to paycheck, where there's too much month at the end of the money, where they don't have any excess for emergencies that might crop up. Most people are heavily in debt. Most people are stressed out and or sick, depending on how long they've actually sustained those levels of stress. The average family in the UK, I read recently, spend less than 36 minutes a day together of quality time because everyone's so busy rushing around, going to work, doing some overtime, bringing their work home, and if you're in the younger generation, going to school so that you can be prepared and moulded to do exactly the same thing when you grow up. Very few people have the freedom or the fulfillment that they want and deserve. And very few people have the space to just be who they are, to just take a breather, to stop working when they need to, when they're ill, when their children are ill, when they have loved ones that they need to take care of, elderly parents, grandparents. Very few people have the freedom to travel when they want to. Very few people have the freedom to be at home with their young children at the start of their lives. And from where I'm sitting, something needs to change. And I'm not here to scare you, but we do need a wake-up call. I mean, if you were going to be really honest with yourself, how long could you go without an income? If you lost your job today, or if something happened with your business today, and you didn't have an income next month, how long could you actually survive? Now, this is something I've learnt the hard way. When I first got married, my husband had a really successful, thriving six-figure business. And it was literally gone overnight because somebody came along and undercut him and he lost all of his customers overnight. And so we were in this situation where suddenly our income was completely gone and we didn't have savings. So we found ourselves sofa surfing and basically staying with family and doing anything we could just to survive with our young family. Shelter, which is a charity in the UK, actually found that more than 1 in 3 families in England are a monthly pay packet away from losing their homes. And this research was done to highlight how many households in the UK actually have almost no savings at all. There are actually 16.5 million working age adults in the UK who have no savings, nothing at all, nothing to cushion the blow if anything happens that means that they lose their income. The average household in the UK now also owes a record amount of £12,887, even before mortgages or any of that kind of stuff is taken into account, according to the TUC. And losing a job and relationship breakdown are among the chief reasons for households falling into serious debt. And this is another thing, this actually happened to me after my last long-term relationship before I met my husband. I was landed with a whole bunch of debt that I had got into to actually help my ex out with his debt. So off he went, and there I was, saddled with thousands and thousands of pounds of debt to pay off. So here we are in the situation that we're in, where most people are not living the life that they want to live now, are stressed out, tired, exhausted, in debt, they've got no money to save, no money for emergencies, and they've got no retirement plan. And I'm here because I believe it's time for us to do something about it. My name's Michelle Holmes. I'm a Brit, but I live on the tropical island of Koh Samui in Thailand. We've been here nearly 4 years now. I am an unschooling, world schooling mum of 2. That's why we came here. We took our kids out of the traditional education system in the UK because we really wanted them to grow into themselves and their own gifts and to be able to live a life of freedom. And we really wanted that for ourselves too. So I've been married to Pip for 11 years and I'm a mentor to world-changing women. So what that means is that I help women who want to make a difference in the world to create really thriving businesses around that difference that they want to make. And over the last few years, my clients have generated millions of pounds in revenue and served thousands of people all across the world. But here's the thing. Even though I love my work and I love my clients, and I just love what I do, and I'm really driven to make a difference in the world doing the work that I do, a couple of years ago I actually burnt out. And I think this is something that's really common with women, and it's common with conscious entrepreneurs, because we're the kinds of people who are wired to give and give and give. We're constantly thinking about other people and how we can help other people. And when we're like that, we're in that space and there's bills to pay and kids to look after and people to help and, causes to contribute to, something has to give. And most of the time that thing is ourselves, our own self-care, our own health. So I ended up with an autoimmune disorder. I had so many horrendous symptoms I would be here all day if I was going to describe them to you, but they were very frightening, very uncomfortable. There were times when I didn't know if I was going to wake up in the morning because my heart was doing these terrifying things in the middle of the night. And so I went on this journey to heal myself. I retrained as a holistic health coach, I trained as a yoga teacher, and then I found doTERRA and their essential oils. And all of the symptoms that I'd been experiencing for 3 years, which had been worsening for 3 years, the symptoms that I'd been seeing so many doctors, trying so many treatments, so many alternative treatments for, went away in less than 2 weeks when I actually changed all of my products over to doTERRA's products and started taking their supplements. So suffice to say, I became a bit of an oils evangelist after that, and was really, really excited about letting everybody that I work with and everybody that I meet and everybody that I care about know about doTERRA. And that's what led me to start looking into the opportunity that I'm about to present to you right now. Because I'm in a better position than most people are. I know that. I do the work that I love every day. I do it because I know it makes a difference, and I earn really good money for it. But I learned the hard way that there is a better way to make the difference that you want to make in the world on a much bigger scale, and on a scale that continues to grow and grow and grow without burning out. And like I said, I've also learned the hard way that when you stop running your business, or something goes wrong with your job or your business, your income also goes away. And so basically, you can't stop. You're on this treadmill, you're stuck in the rat race, and you don't truly have freedom. You can't just be. So I want to show you a video now called Buckets or Pipeline. And this is really to illustrate for you how it actually is possible to escape this hamster wheel, to step off that never-ending cycle, make the money that you need and want every month consistently without having to worry about what might happen if that goes away, but also how you can be really healthy, the healthiest you've ever been, have a real abundance of energy, and how you can harness the power of leverage so you can create true freedom in your life, a life that you can truly be in. So let's watch this video together, and I'll be back with you in a second.
There's this guy. He lives in a village. The village is a couple miles away from the closest water source. And his job basically was to put a yoke on his back, hitched to 2 different buckets, and he'd make this hike every day. He'd fill his buckets up with water, walk back, and every day, all of his inventory was sold out. Everybody wanted what he had. Everybody needed what he had. He had an incredible job security. And if he wanted to make more money, he'd just simply make more trips. He would go back and forth as many times as he could, and every time he went back and forth, he'd make more money. And anyway, that's how he provided for his family. That's how the village got water. Well, another guy sees this and says, man, I want to take advantage of that because that guy's got perfect job security. Everybody needs his product. And so he fashions himself a yoke, gets a couple buckets, and starts making trips the same as this other guy. Just like the other guy, everybody needed his product. He's making a good living. But what he ended up doing is, instead of making multiple trips per day, he would basically make one trip, and then he'd take whatever extra time he had and start building a pipeline. I guess you could say he was working full-time on his job and part-time on his fortune. Well, one man was hauling buckets back and forth, making more money than his friend. He worked day and night, night and day. First hauling buckets to make sure his family was taken care of, and then working nights and overtime trying to figure out how to build this pipeline, overcoming the concerns that he had to deal with, the rocks in the ground. He spent the time doing that to build this pipe consistently and persistently over time. Well, a few years later, he finally finishes the pipeline, gets it to the village, and eventually turns on a spigot. Now at this point, everybody in the village can come and get as much water as they want. It's cooler, cleaner, fresher, better than the water he was hauling with buckets, and cheaper. Everybody could get it much more affordably. And he did this. He not only built an actual pipeline that was a pipeline of water, but he also built a financial pipeline, something that would pay him and his family and take care of his needs for the rest of his life.
Okay, so after watching that video, I want you to think about your own life and ask yourself if you're hauling buckets or if you're building a pipeline. A lot of us feel like there's no opportunity to change, there's no way we can change, it's hauling buckets and that's just the way it is. But actually, there is a way to change it. Here are the 4 ways that we make money, and I can't claim the genius for this. This was actually Robert Kiyosaki who came up with this brilliant illustration of how we make money in the world that we live in today. So over on the left-hand side, you'll see that one of the ways that we make money is by being an employee, where we trade time for money. And we're making money for other people as well. So we have a paycheck and we get that pay every month. And if we're really lucky, every now and again we might get a promotion where we get more work and a little bit more money. Also on the left-hand side, we've got self-employment as another way that we can make money. And this is where basically you have a job that you own, and you also have a job that owns you. And if you stop, so does the income. Now on the right-hand side of the quadrant, you've got business owner. And the way that we're defining that is that you have a business that operates even if you're not there. It still ticks along, it still grows, it still does what it needs to do. And you've also got investing as a way to make money. And this is where you take your money and you put it out into the world and it comes back with interest. It comes back with children and you can actually live off of that interest. That's the ideal place that we all want to be in, where we have an asset that creates a residual income for us that comes in every single month and doesn't go away, doesn't stop coming in. So where are you on this quadrant right now? Are you on the left side of the quadrant where you have a job or you own a job and you don't have any leverage, you're trading time for money, and if you stop working, your income stops as well? Because if you're like 95% of people, you will be on this side. This is where 95% of the people in the world are. And that 95% of the people are earning 5% of the available income in the world. Okay? Now, there is nothing wrong with being on the left side of the quadrant. Pretty much absolutely everybody starts there, and we can gain incredible gifts and incredible insights and experience from being on that side of the quadrant. But if it's important to you to create freedom, if you want to have a life where you really get to be and where you have the freedom to really make a difference in the world and really spend your time, however much time you have on this planet and in this lifetime, doing the things that really matter to you with the people who really matter to you, you need to get onto the right-hand side of the quadrant. So the first way that we can move into the right side quadrant is by becoming a business owner who has a business that is actually leveraged and runs even if we're not there. And ultimately, we want to get to a stage where we have enough income coming in that we're able to invest some money, and then that money can actually go and earn interest. So what's really interesting to me, like I said, is that 95% of people are on the left-hand side with no leverage, trading time for money, and they're only earning 5% of the income. And then on the other side, on the right-hand side quadrant, you've got 5% of the people in the world, and they're earning 95% of the income. So you'll see at the bottom of this slide here, there's a quote from Forbes, and it says, "As a result, I believe that the entire industry, multi-level marketing, is poised for explosive growth and can be one of the most significant solutions to America's current retirement saving crisis." So this is obviously talking about America, and it's talking about a retirement saving crisis. But at the end of the day, this is something that we're all facing all over the world. And it also stretches way beyond the retirement saving crisis. It's about how we're getting to live our lives now, in the present moment. So multi-level marketing, network marketing, direct sales, whatever it is that you call it, is an incredible opportunity. And as you're going to see in a moment, doTERRA is the best opportunity within that industry, bar none, for a whole bunch of reasons that I'll come on to in just a moment. So even if you're already running your own business right now, if you're not in a situation where you can stop at any time and your business will continue to grow without you, it really does come down to this. Being your own boss is great because you get to choose, you have the freedom to choose which 18 hours a day you work. And the reality is that if you're in that situation, you don't actually have any freedom. You don't have the ability to stop when you need to stop, whether we're talking about needing to look after your children when they're ill, or needing to go on a retreat because you need some headspace, or needing to grieve when you've lost somebody dear to you, or whether it means you want to go on a holiday, or whether you're wanting to retire. The truth is that most people who have their own businesses these days are not in a situation where they're able to stop at all. So here we can see 77% of Americans are one paycheck away from being homeless. We already know that Shelter has found that more than 1 in 3 families in England are one pay packet away from losing their homes. 40% of Americans say that only $500 of extra monthly income would dramatically improve their financial situation. We know that there are 16.5 million working age adults in the UK with no savings as well, so I should think it would make a difference for them as well. There's no money to deal with that emergency, there's no money to save, there's no money to put away for retirement, and if the income goes away, so does the roof over your head. Again, this is another article talking about the fact that 62% of Americans, but people in general, can't cover unexpected expenses. Many people now say that their income is actually falling behind the cost of living, and that's from a poll from Pew Research. Only 6% of people said that their income is actually going up faster than the cost of living. 500,000 jobs are being eliminated every year due to technology, and these are jobs that are never coming back. The average college graduate these days will work 11 different jobs in 5 different careers during their life, so there's no such thing as a job for life anymore. You just can't prepare for that kind of thing. 62% of Americans will retire with a yearly income of less than $10,000. Now, how many people do you know who can live comfortably on $10,000 per year, let alone getting to live the way that they've been dreaming about their entire working lives? The real question is, will you ever be able to retire? At age 50, 75% of the population has less than $5,000 in the bank for retirement. How long could you survive on $5,000? 30% depend on charities. 23% are still working because they can't afford to retire. There's only 2% of people who are actually able to retire comfortably at age 65. And retirement planners now say that anyone under the age of 40 is going to need at least $2 million saved up for a comfortable middle class retirement. Do you have $2 million, £2 million, £2 million whatevers sitting around that you'll be able to put into your retirement fund pot so it'll earn you enough interest for your residual income so that you can actually live comfortably on a monthly basis? I want you to ask yourself, if money was out of the equation, would you still be working at your current job? Would you still be running your business? Would you change anything about the way that you earn an income? Would you change anything about your financial situation or your home life? And what financial goals have you actually got, and why? What do you want to achieve in your life? What do you want to experience in your life? And how long have you been trying to get ahead? How long have you been working your ass off trying to get ahead? And how long can you carry on doing that? Because I know that there comes a point where your body just says, that's enough, I can't carry on. So what are the consequences of you not solving this issue? Of not being able to stop when you need to, not just being able to be when you need to be. So we already know that to be earning $4,500 a month in retirement, you're going to need $54,000 a year residual income. And to create that, you would need over $1 million saved up to earn you enough interest per month to pay you that kind of income, right? We also know that there's only 2% of people who are able to do that and retire comfortably. And we know that the other 98% of people at retirement age are dependent on benefits and family and charities, or they still have to carry on working. So basically, we're all working for 40 years of our lives after preparing for the first 25 years of our lives for a 2% chance of success. Does anybody else think that's completely mad? Because I do, especially when there's another way. So what I'm going to do now is show you how you could feasibly retire in 2 to 4 years. And this is what I mean by this is very out of the box thinking. But what if I could? What if I could show you how to retire in 2 to 4 years and turn that 40 years of work into 4? It's time for plan B. So to get out of the rat race, to get out of this cycle, off this hamster wheel, first of all, you need to be your own boss. You're not going to create freedom or get rich or any of the stuff that people say that they want working for somebody else. And the second thing is that you need to employ the concept of leverage. So this is about working hard once and then getting paid in the future over and over again for the effort that you've put in the past. Essentially, this is about building your own pipeline so you have a never-ending supply of income. So I'm going to tell you about doTERRA as a plan B, and you're going to have to decide for yourself if it's the right plan B for you or not, but I can tell you that it's absolutely amazing, and I'm going to share it with you so you always know that you have this as an option, and so you know that you can start whenever you want to, as small as you want to, and go as slowly as you want to. But once you know about it, this is going to be a plan B that you can always fall back on if you need to. So the direct sales industry, the multi-level marketing industry, whatever you call it, has created more self-made millionaires than anything else in the world. It's also, in my opinion, the most authentic and honest way to get a product into the hands of the people that need it, because if you look at the way that the traditional system has worked in the past, basically you've had a company who's had a product, they've paid a whole bunch of money for some celebrity to endorse it, and then they've paid a whole bunch more money to actually advertise that product to you over and over and over and over again on billboards, on your television, through adverts, in magazines, in papers, online, all the time, constantly you're being marketed to. But there's no real, authentic personal recommendation there. With the direct sales industry, the way that you come across these products is because somebody who cares about you reaches out and says, I have tried this, it's amazing, and I wanted to share it with you. For me, that's way more authentic and way more honest than paying some celebrity to stand there and hold a product so that a company can say that it's apparently good. And many of these companies don't have our best interests at heart. They don't really care about our well-being or the well-being of our planet. In fact, most of the things that we have in our homes these days that we use every single day are highly toxic, and they're full of carcinogens and toxic chemicals, and we're using them every day. And so the reason that I chose doTERRA is because it really matters to me who I invest my money with. So first of all, I want fantastic products that are good for my health, and doTERRA's products are transformational. Like I said, they completely healed symptoms that I've been struggling with for over 3 years, and there's not a day that goes by where I don't hear some other incredible miracle story from somebody who's used doTERRA's products and had incredible things happen in their lives. So that really matters to me. And I'll be forever grateful to Caroline, my friend who actually introduced this to me, even though I was the most sceptical person in the world, for months whenever she tried to reach out to me. I also chose doTERRA because it's such a heart-centered company. The people at the top are amazing people, and they've created amazing products because they're incredible leaders. And one of the things that I love about doTERRA is their co-impact sourcing model. So this is where they go to the places all around the world where these plants that create these essential oils are actually indigenous and therefore thriving and at their most abundant, and therefore have the most therapeutic benefits that they can possibly have. And they partner with local farmers in these places to educate them on how to yield the best crop. And this is important because doTERRA actually sends back 70% of the plants that are actually produced for them because they're not a high enough standard. And if they're not a high enough standard, then the people don't get paid. So doTERRA partners with them and educates them on exactly what they need to be doing to produce the highest quality crop and product. And this is really beneficial to us because it means we have the best quality products, but it's really beneficial to the global economy too, because where you have a lot of companies who'll go in and basically buy the farms and own the farms themselves and manage the whole process, or just literally grow all of their own plants in, a massive field in Utah or something. doTERRA is out there sourcing the plants where they're going to create the most beneficial products. They're helping the global economy by educating and empowering the local farmers to be in charge of their own income and their own future. And that's important to me. It's also important to me that they have regulated themselves inside of an unregulated industry. The essential oils industry, like the personal care industry, is unregulated, and people can put anything in a bottle and call it an essential oil. 95% of the essential oils on the planet are actually highly toxic because they're synthetic. So doTERRA created something called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade Essential Oils to hold themselves to a higher standard. And these tests are done by third-party testers. It's not just doTERRA saying, yep, those will do. It's third-party testers who are saying this. But doTERRA created this standard in an unregulated industry because they really believe in having the best quality products possible. And these are all the things that have led to the success that they've had, which I'm going to tell you about in just a second. I also love the fact that because doTERRA's leaders, the people at the very top, the people who created this company, care so much about people and the planet, they have all kinds of charitable initiatives that we are contributing to every single month whenever we buy our products and our oils. So you've got the Healing Hands Foundation, which builds schools and hospitals and provides people with clean drinking water in all of these areas where doTERRA works and operates. You've got Days for Girls, where young girls are given sanitary products so that they don't get sent away when they're menstruating, and they actually get to stay and be educated and be part of community, and people actually understand that it's not dirty, it's very normal and natural. There's Operation Underground Railroad, which is rescuing thousands of children from human trafficking, and we are contributing to this just by being a part of doTERRA and just by choosing products that are much more healthy for ourselves. Another reason I chose doTERRA is because they're a truly solid company. The executives have 180 years of combined experience in business and essential oils. They've known each other for a very long time, and they don't make a decision unless everybody agrees, which must be so difficult, can you imagine? But it obviously has worked for them. They started in Utah 9 years ago. They are a debt-free company. They will never go public, which is a really great thing, because when a company goes on the stock market, it's all about the investor and keeping the investor happy. It's not about, the quality of the product and supporting all of the people who are involved in the entire process of creating that product and looking after the welfare of the people who are using that product. It's all about the investor. They will never sell, which again is amazing, because believe me, we want these people at the helm of this company. They are absolutely incredible human beings. You can really measure the success of a company on their retention rate, and doTERRA has the highest retention rate in the entire direct sales industry. It's one of the fastest growing companies in the direct sales industry. As I'll explain in just a moment, it's the largest essential oil company in the world. And there have been large companies that pre-existed doTERRA, but doTERRA has surpassed all of those well-established companies. And I really believe that's because of the quality of their products, the fact that they source worldwide and support the global economy, and it's their commitment to people and the environment. And I'm also with doTERRA because of the timing. And let me kind of break this down for you. This is an amazing time to get on board with doTERRA. Here's why. There have been over 40,000 direct sales or network marketing companies in the world. There are only about $9 billion companies. Now, the fastest company to ever hit $1 billion before doTERRA came along did it in 14 years. doTERRA did it twice as fast in 7. So to put that in perspective, doTERRA has actually grown faster than Apple. So can you just imagine what it would have been like to invest in Apple before it got big, or to invest in gold when it was $40 an ounce? Like, that would have been a really big deal. It would have been a game changer for you, and you would be earning an incredible residual income right now. doTERRA is creating a movement out there in the world. So it's an incredible time to get on board. And there are lots of different ways to make money in this world, and some are much harder to create success in than others. For me, it makes a lot more sense to be part of something where the guesswork and the risk is taken out of the equation. It makes sense to get involved with a business where your odds of success are way, way higher. This is an important thing to look at. And the other thing that's important is momentum. And this is a company who's got incredible momentum behind them. So let's talk about one of the biggest factors in doTERRA's growth and success. It's their retention. In the direct sales and network marketing industry, retention is calculated on a 12-month cycle, and it's about how many people are still active customers 12 months after they've joined, right? So the average retention in the industry is between 8 and 10%. So taking 10% as the number, that means that if you refer 10 people, that you would only have one of those 10 that started with you actually active after 12 months. So you're losing 90% of your customers over the course of that year. So in other words, only 10% of the work that you're doing is actually going to stick. Now with doTERRA, we've got between 65 and 85% retention. So that means if you referred 10 people, instead of only having one person left after 12 months, you'd have 6.5 to 8.5 instead. We have the highest retention in the industry. So the work that you're doing with this company is actually going to stick. It means you're not spinning your wheels and constantly having to replace customers faster than they're dropping out. And what happens when you have that kind of security, when you have a product that basically sells itself and which people love so much that they continue ordering over and over again, is that it gives you the freedom to focus on your team and helping them to grow. And that's where incredible things can happen. The number one reason that our retention rate is as high as it is because of the essential oils. They are absolutely life-changing. And, we don't even try to sell them. We just educate people on the benefits of the oils so that they want to try the oils. And then when they try the oils sell themselves because the person trying the oils will have an experience. And after that, it's 65 to 85% retention, which is pretty cool. And a high retention rate matters to you if you're thinking about coming on board with this opportunity because it means that your products are amazing. It means that your products sell themselves. It means that you don't have to be salesy. You just need to share and educate people around natural health and around the role that essential oils have to play in natural health. You don't have to spin your wheels constantly trying to replace people who are dropping out. You can focus on your team. And what I really love is that anybody can succeed with doTERRA. Almost all of the most successful people in doTERRA are not business people. They're not serial network marketers. They're just ordinary people who use the oils and have had amazing experiences with the oils and just want to share that with other people to help other people be healthier. High retention also means that you earn more money, euros, dollars, pounds, faster. And obviously, that's a really important part of it. So basically, doTERRA creates an asset that produces a residual income. So let's have a look at how doTERRA compares to trying to save enough money to earn enough interest that you can actually live off as residual income, right? So say that each week, for example, you're just going to run one workshop where you're going to teach people about how they can improve their health with essential oils. So say you take 2 hours to invite a whole bunch of people, and you take 2 hours to teach the actual class, and then you take 2 hours to follow up on the class. That's 6 hours of work in total, right? So say at that class you enroll 3 people, and they enroll with a Home Essentials kit, which is one of our most popular kits because it comes with the 10 most popular oils and a diffuser. It's £185, €225, $275, right? And doTERRA is going to give you something called a fast start bonus for that, which is 20% of those sales basically, and 20% of anything that people order in their first 60 days. So you're able to earn an income while you're building a residual income, which is kind of cool. So off the back of that class, you've earned $165 just as a fast start bonus. If you ran 4 classes on that basis and you only enrolled 3 people, that would be $660 a month, which is more than what people say would make a really big difference in their lives, just as a fast start bonus. But here's where it gets really exciting. If those 3 people decide that they actually want to redirect all of the money that they're currently spending on supplements and skincare and home cleaners and all of the things that they're currently buying from companies who are perhaps not particularly conscious and caring about people and the planet, and which contain all kinds of toxins, etc. And they want to redirect that spend towards doTERRA to replace those items with non-toxic versions of the same. And they go on a monthly order of 100 PV or more, which is our point system. You would earn something that we call the Power of 3 bonus for $50 a month. Now, $50 a month might not sound like a lot of money, but if you wanted to earn $50 a month, which is $600 a year, okay, as a residual income, you would actually need to have saved $12,000 to earn enough interest to pay you that $50 a month. So actually, that one class that you taught was worth $12,000 to you. So how many classes would you like to teach? How often would you like to hone the skill of sharing these oils with people and empowering them in the area of their health? And what's really cool is that as you share these oils with people, some people, like me, for example, fall so much in love with the oils that they can't stop themselves from sharing. And so they become builders, and everything that they're building also builds your success. So the more you can help them become more successful, the more successful you're becoming yourself. This really is a business that promotes collaboration and teamwork. So you'll never feel alone in this. doTERRA has the most amazing community and culture attached to it. But more importantly, you're not going to be working for 40 years for a 2% chance of success. Building a business with doTERRA solves the problem of the retirement crisis. It solves the problem of having additional money to pay for emergencies. It solves the problem of people not being able to stop working because their income stops if they do that. It resolves the problem of people getting sick because they're using toxic products, of inauthentic marketing and selling where people are selling to you because of a celebrity endorsement. It allows mums to stay at home with their kids when they want to. It allows women who are working and building incredible businesses to supplement or replace and grow their income in a leveraged way, and to say goodbye to the isolation and the loneliness that I know I definitely experienced as an entrepreneur who was out there on my own. This is an amazing opportunity to create an income that keeps on coming in when you stop working for whatever reason, whether it's to look after your kids when they're sick, to look after elderly relatives, to go on holiday, to go on a retreat, to do another training that you want to do, whatever it is that you want. This is an incredible solution. This is an amazing plan B that allows you to really be in your life instead of constantly worrying and stressing about money. So the question really is, how much would you like to earn each month? And here's something I find really interesting. So what you're seeing on this slide are the ranks in doTERRA and how much each of those ranks actually earns on a monthly basis and an annual basis on average. And these are 2014 average figures. Remember, this business is growing all of the time. I just couldn't find anything more recent. So most people, when they start looking at this opportunity, they hone in on gold as the rank that they would love to be able to get to, because that's where their level of belief is at. Most people have come out of jobs or running a business and really struggling with a business, or even if they're super successful in business already, they just don't believe that this could actually be something that would create an incredible income. So they kind of go for gold. It feels comfortable. It might feel like a stretch, but it feels doable. So if you were to reach gold as a rank, you'd be earning around $4,500 a month. Okay, so over 12 months, that's a $54,000 residual income. Okay, now if you were going to save up enough money to give you that kind of income, you would need to have saved over $1 million, right, to earn you enough interest to pay you that each month as a residual income. Now, as you know, most people are working for 40 years of their life and then saving and saving and saving as much as they possibly can to get to that $1 million mark. And very few people are actually getting there, 2% of people, right? So from where I'm sitting, if it takes 30 months, 2.5 years, for you to get to gold, and by the way, the average to get there is actually 14.5 months. But let's just say you wanted to go slow. If you were going to do this in 2.5 years and get to gold, you would have created an asset that would pay you a residual income of $4,500 a month for the rest of your life. And you can actually will that income to your loved ones after you've gone as well. So you're not only building an asset, but you're building a legacy. That was another reason that I joined doTERRA. And the thing is, when people get involved with doTERRA and they start to build and they start to teach classes and to see things growing over the months, their belief begins to build as well. And suddenly they start to realize that actually they can go beyond gold. And so they reset their goals, and then they can see themselves getting to blue diamond or presidential diamond, which is the very highest rank. But even if you were just to start out aiming for gold and getting to that $4,500 a month income, and you did that in 2.5 years, you would have created the same amount of residual income that most people are working for 40 years for and attempting to save up over $1 million in the bank to achieve. And if we look at each of the ranks in doTERRA and the average annual earnings for each of those ranks, and we compare that to the amount of money that you would need to put into your retirement pot to earn enough interest for you to actually be able to create that kind of residual income, the numbers are just completely mind-blowing. So we already know that if you hit gold, you would have created over $1 million asset that's going to pay you for the rest of your life. But if you're going to go beyond that, to platinum, diamond, blue diamonds, presidential diamonds. At presidential diamonds, people are earning on average $106,000 a month, over $1 million a year. And these are women just like you who started off as Pilates teachers, stay-at-home mums, everything that you can possibly imagine, and who just started with doTERRA because they wanted to be more healthy, they wanted their families to be more healthy, and then they started sharing these oils with other people, and the business started to grow and grow and grow. So you can create any level of success that you like. You can create any amount of residual income that you like. And doTERRA is the vehicle that will help you to do that. So I don't know what your why is. I know that for me, building doTERRA is really about, first of all, wanting to create a life of real, true freedom for myself and for my family, wanting to build an asset that will pay me every single month, regardless of what it is that I want to be doing with my time, even when I don't want to be working, an income that will allow me to look after my parents as they retire, because my parents are some of those people who do not have millions in the bank saved up, so they're going to be earning enough residual income to be comfortable in retirement. And I want to look after them. I want to build an asset that's going to benefit my children as well when I'm gone. And in the moment, right now, I want to be surrounded by amazing people. I want to be part of a movement that's truly making a difference for the world. I want to be able to spend more time with my kids, more time with my husband, more time growing stuff in the garden, right? And more time seeing people succeed. Because the thing with the work that I do as a coach and as a mentor is that there's only actually a very small percentage of people who succeed. And sure, those people have gone on to create millions of pounds and to serve thousands of people. But all of the people who didn't deserve exactly the same kind of success. And I joined doTERRA because I really believe that this is the best vehicle that's available to us right now to allow me to really make that difference that I want to make in the world. Not just for the people that I really want to see succeed, but the people all around the world who deserve a better life too. So that's why I'm here doing what I'm doing. People get involved with doTERRA for all kinds of reasons. It might be because they want to spend more time with their children, because they want to retire their husband or their wife, because they want to build peace of mind for the future financially, because they want to build a legacy, or they want to contribute to a charity or a cause that they want to support, but they just don't have the money to do that, because they want to help other people in their family, they want to build long-term security, quit their job, get out of debt, save for retirement, own their own home, travel the world, relocate. Whatever it might be, whatever your reason for getting involved might be, you can absolutely achieve it. So here's why doTERRA is an amazing opportunity compared to other direct selling companies. doTERRA is one of 3% of network marketing companies who've actually flipped the old school pyramid on its head. So what this means is, with other companies, you actually earn the most money on the people who are at the top of your company. But the thing is, that's crazy because that's where you have the least people. And that encourages you just to support the people at the top as well. It doesn't encourage you to support everybody in your organisation, everybody who's in your team. So if you were to build exactly the same structure, exactly the same kind of organisation with the same number of customers on each level, and you did one in one company and one with doTERRA, this is the difference that you would have. First of all, you've got that retention rate, massive difference, right? A 65% to 85% retention rate with doTERRA compared to an 8 to a 13% retention rate with other companies, right? And then you've got the fact that other companies will pay you the most money where you have the least people. So at the top of your tree, you'll get paid the most money ongoing. With doTERRA, you get paid the most money where you have the most people. With doTERRA, you would be earning $32,571 per month, whereas with other companies, you'd only be earning $12,626. And that's with exactly the same organisation, with exactly the same thing built. That's just the difference in income, because doTERRA have flipped this pyramid on its head and pay you the most money where you have the most people instead of the most money where you have the least. Also, again, the retention rate, doTERRA versus other companies, 65 to 85% versus 8 to 13. That says it all for me, because, I want the work that I'm doing to actually stick. I want the people who I introduce to this company and these products to love it so much that they stick around. Not just from an income point of view, but for my own self-belief. Because imagine how awful it must be when only 8 to 13% of the work that you're doing is actually sticking. That must be completely demoralising. When you compare doTERRA to a corporate job, there's no competition either. Because in the corporate world, we're rewarded for climbing the ladder and getting to the top, right? But in doTERRA, instead of stepping on each other, we're actually rewarded for helping everybody to succeed. The more you can help other people succeed, the more you're going to succeed as well. And I really love this because I'm actually incentivized to mentor and support everybody on my team. And everybody else has the same incentives. So it's a real culture of collaboration and not competition, which is something I just absolutely love. And, in my team, it's all women at the moment. And, we're all working together and it's a real sisterhood. In a corporate job, there's one person who's at the top and then there's all these other people at the bottom, right? And you can't ever out earn the person who's at the top of your company, right? They're always going to be above you. Well, in doTERRA, you're not held back by the people who are, quote unquote, above you in the tree. You could join today and overtake me in a couple of months' time. Everybody has the same opportunity to grow. There is absolutely no ceiling on your ability to create for yourself. There's no commute. You can work from anywhere you like. You don't need to ask the boss for time off for holidays. And you're not trading time for money anymore. You're leveraging your time. And you're getting paid for the effort that you put in once, over and over and over again. And also, I don't know what it's like right now in the corporate world because I've been out of it for such a long time, but I'm pretty sure that your pay doesn't double every time you get promoted like it does with doTERRA. doTERRA versus your own business, well, really low overheads and expenses. You're literally only paying for your own supplements and your own products, the things that you were already paying for anyway, to be part of this business. That's your overheads, that's it. There's no risk involved. You're not having to come up with all the ideas by yourself and test them because doTERRA is proven and 65 to 85% retention absolutely shows that. There's an incredible return on your investment. Every single bit of effort that you put into doTERRA is going to come back and pay you again and again and again. There's no employees to pay, but you have an amazing customer services team at your beck and call. Beyond a certain point, when you reach silver rank, you actually even get your own account manager who helps you with all kinds of stuff. So it's like having your own assistant almost. You've got no products, no inventory to stock. You don't have to wear all of the hats in your business and be the marketer and the person who creates the products and all of those different things that you normally have to do in your own business. And you're not on your own. And this for me is probably the biggest thing that I love the most about doTERRA is the community that you become part of. It's really lonely building your own business. And maybe it's because I built my business from a tropical island in the middle of the Gulf of Thailand. And I was very much kind of isolated from my clients and all of my work was online. But I think that being in business for yourself can be very, very lonely. And what I really have loved the most about being involved with doTERRA has been the incredible community spirit that we have, the culture of collaboration and togetherness, the sisterhood, and the idea that a rising tide elevates all ships. It's so beautiful to watch so many people working together to help everyone else be healthier and more successful. And that's probably my favourite part of the entire thing. And then, of course, you've got leverage. Again, you're not trading time for money. You're getting paid over and over and over again for every single bit of work, every single bit of effort that you put in to the business. If you hit silver rank, you're actually earning $26,600 a year on average. These are 2015 stats, and I actually hit silver in 2 months after joining doTERRA. So it just goes to show how quickly you can create an additional income. And then you see, if you look down this slide, how pretty much every single time you're promoted to a new rank, your pay doubles. Right, so you're actually doubling the size of that asset that you're creating with every single rank that you join. So just for a moment, imagine this for a second. Imagine that you join today and you introduce the oils to 3 people who redirect the spending that they're already doing on their supplements and their skincare and their hair care and their household cleaning products and all of that stuff over to doTERRA. So they create a monthly LRP order. So you're going to get, just because they've done that, a $50 residual income every single month. So again, that's like having $12,000 invested in an account earning 5% interest. And say it takes you 3 months to do this, when in reality you could get your oils, fall in love with your oils, and run a workshop the very next week. So this is something you could achieve very, very quickly indeed. But it's the equivalent of having $12,000 in the bank earning you 5% interest. If those 3 people introduced 3 people and the same thing happened, they replaced their monthly spend on all of those usual things that we all buy every month with products from doTERRA, and they went on a monthly order, doTERRA is going to give you $250 a month, just as something called your Power of 3 bonus. So this is not including the fast start bonus of 20% that you earn for anything that these people are buying over their first 60 days. And it's not including your uni-level bonus, which is the true residual income that's building as a percentage of every sale that happens in your organisation. This is in addition to that. $250 a month is what you're going to earn as your Power of 3 bonus at this level. So 3 people you've introduced 3 people each, and you've now created a $250 a month residual income, which is like having $60,000 invested earning 5% income, right? And that might take you, say, 6 months to build. But again, you can go as fast as you like or as slow as you like. Imagine this, you get to silver, which is where those 3 people underneath you actually get to a rank called elite. And again, I have people in my team who have achieved the elite rank in 30 days. And they're no different to you. This is really doable. They've done this with families and jobs and all kinds of stuff going on in the background. Now, the income that you're going to be earning per month as a silver is the equivalent of having $528,000 invested in an account earning 5% interest, right? So say that takes you a year to build, to achieve that. Isn't that worth doing? And again, it only took me 2 months to hit silver. Imagine this, you help 4 people to get to silver. Well, that makes you a diamond, which means you're going to be earning $16,900 on average per month. And that would be the equivalent of having over $4 million invested in an account earning you 5% interest. And then there are other ranks above that even. Blue Diamond, $41,600 a month. The equivalent of having nearly $10 million invested in an account earning you 5% interest. And then the highest rank in the company, Presidential Diamond, that's where you're going to be earning $114,000 per month on average, which would be the equivalent of having nearly $30 million invested in an account earning you 5% interest. Now, if it took you 10 years to get to Presidential Diamond, and let me tell you, there are people in this business who have reached Presidential Diamond within 2 years, so you really can do this as fast or as slow as you like. But if it took 10 years, wouldn't this be worth it to create this kind of income for the rest of your life? What would you do with that kind of income? What kind of freedom would that create for you? What kind of experiences would you have? What experiences would you give to other people? How would this allow you to be in the world? Because anybody can do this. That's the reality. There are really simple things that we need to be doing every month consistently in order to reach the ranks of Presidential Diamond. And it really is a case of rinsing and repeating and getting out there over and over again, sharing the oils with people and helping to empower them around their health. And like I said, there are so many mums and Pilates teachers and yoga teachers and business owners and all kinds of people who have hit Presidential Diamond in 2 years, less than 2 years in some cases. So this is something that is absolutely achievable for you, whether you decide to walk or run. But from where I'm sitting, it's definitely worth doing, because where else are you going to be able to create an asset that pays you in the same way as a $30 million asset that you've just put away, that you're not even living on, you know? This is money that you've just got lying around in an account earning you interest. So here are your options in terms of building a business with doTERRA. Some people just want to earn their own essential oils for free. They've fallen in love with the products, it's transformed their health, and they know that they want to be bringing them into their homes every month. So they want to be earning about $200 to $500 a month, for example. There are people who want to supplement their income and earn $1,000 to $3,000 a month. And then there are people who want to completely replace their income. And this says $4,000 to $10,000 a month, but you've just seen it can go up to, hundreds of thousands a month, depending on where you want to grow to. So you decide on which option, if any of these options, is the right one for you. And if you have any questions that you've written down during the course of this presentation, make sure you get those answered first so that you can make a really educated decision. But basically, if you just want to get your own oils paid for, you've fallen in love with the oils and you want to make sure that the investment is covered every single month. And actually, that would mean that you are earning back the money that you were already spending on toxic versions of these products, right? So it's already kind of a profit. But if you just want to earn your own oils, that would look like committing to about 1 to 2 hours a week and having a 100 PV per month order, which is around $100, £80 per month, and then referring a handful of people. And in a short time, you'd actually have earned enough to cover the cost of your own oils every month. So if this is the level that you want to play at, you just need to enroll with a kit if you haven't already, go on 100 PV LRP monthly orders, and have the Modern Essentials book handy so that you know which oils to use for yourself, and so you're able to support others in finding out which oils they need as well. If you want to supplement your income with a couple of grand extra per month, then order an enrollment kit. There are all kinds of options that are available, and whoever sent you here, whether it's me or someone else, can walk you through those options after this presentation is over. You'd need to get yourself the Modern Essentials book again to empower yourself and other people to know which oils to use. You'd commit to about 4 to 5 hours a week. You'd place a monthly order of about 150 PV. And don't forget, for every order that you place on LRP, you're actually earning points back to spend on more oils. And at 150 PV a month, you're also going to be earning the free oil of the month as well. doTERRA are unbelievably generous, so I really love having my monthly orders. It's really exciting. Even though I don't actually get them delivered to my house like everybody else, I actually have to ask friends in the UK to bring my orders over in their suitcases. So the process isn't as smooth for me, but I still love receiving my stuff every month or every few months from my friends' suitcases. You'd need to write your goals down, order some business cards, and go to some events and do some training with doTERRA, and commit for at least 6 months to get to this level where you're actually earning $1,000 to $3,000 per month as a residual income. Now, if you want to replace your income with anything from, $4,000 all the way up to the hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, it's the same thing. You order an enrollment kit, lots of options to choose from. You have the Modern Essentials book to empower yourself and others to know which oils to use. You commit about 7 to 10 hours a week. You place a monthly order of about 150 PV per month. You write down your goals, you order your business cards, you go to events and do your training with doTERRA, and you commit for at least 12 months. And just in case you have ever been involved with any other network marketing companies before and it hasn't worked for you, I really want to speak to that as well, because doTERRA is different. Most other companies have products that don't work, and sometimes the company has only created the product as an afterthought because they've decided to create a multi-level marketing company because the compensation plan is going to make them a lot of money. But to be legal And not to be a pyramid scheme, they need to have a product. And so sometimes the product is an afterthought and they don't have products that work. So obviously, if you don't have products that work, how happy are your customers going to be? How sustainable is that business actually going to be? doTERRA is different because doTERRA's products are amazing. And they're not just amazing, they're products that people need to improve their health, and they're products that people want, which you can see from our retention rates, right? We currently have over 84 oils and blends. We've got products for your skin, spa products, natural cleaning products and supplements. And, our products are consumable. People are already buying these products, but they're buying unhealthy versions of the same product. So actually, we're just encouraging them to redirect their spending and to replace those products they're already using with healthy versions of the same. And doTERRA's products are things that people want to buy over and over again. I've got friends who are in Pampered Chef or Stella and Dot, for example, and I love both of those companies. But the thing is, with those companies, you buy stuff and then you don't need those things again. Like, it's not something you need to be buying on a monthly basis, right? So because of our loyalty rewards program and the points that people earn back and the high retention rate that we have, we're not replacing customers every month or trying to find new customers every month. We're adding to our organisation instead of constantly replacing it over and over again. A lot of the time, people get into other network marketing companies at a bad time. They get in when it's saturated. And the thing is, doTERRA is so young right now. Even in the States where it's huge, there's only 1% of people of the population in America who are using the oils. And it's much less in the UK and Europe and other countries because doTERRA is such a young company. Another reason people fail is that there's a lack of training and tools and leadership and mentoring. So sometimes they might join under somebody who isn't really sure about doing the business themselves. They just joined as a customer, or they don't feel that there's the right kind of training. Well, we are in the most incredible team with doTERRA. We're actually very, very close to the very top people in doTERRA. And our upline have created the most incredible resources and training and self-development tools just in the business. And actually, their system is used by people outside of our team because it's so incredibly powerful. I sometimes actually think we have too many resources. There's so much training available that there's no way that you can fail. And there's certainly not a lack of leadership. In my team, you not only have my support as a coach and mentor who specialises in marketing and mindset and manifestation. And remember, my clients have generated millions of pounds in the last 3 years alone and have served thousands of people. So I kind of know what I'm doing. But you also have the leadership of our upline, who are incredible people, and also people who I have enrolled. I consider myself very lucky that I tend to attract the most high vibrational, most amazing, giving, difference making people in the world, quite frankly. And my team is full of those kinds of people. And when you join our team, you come on board and become a part of that culture and a part of that community. So there's definitely no lack of support and training and collaboration in our team and in doTERRA. Other companies often don't have any team concept at all. And the thing with doTERRA is that our compensation plan is structured in such a way that it makes you work as a team. It supports collaboration. Other companies have compensation plans that are structured in a way that really doesn't make you work as a team. It actually puts you in competition with each other. But here's the thing, the better my team does, the better I do. So I am super, super invested in making sure that you're as successful as you can possibly be. A lot of the time, other companies require too much time, too huge a financial commitment. Some of them are thousands of dollars just to get started. But, doTERRA isn't expensive at all. And your first commission check is literally the week after your first class, your first enrollments, with that fast start bonus. So you can start earning really quickly with doTERRA. And like I say, the financial commitment is actually just about redirecting the spending you're already doing on products you're already buying, but which are toxic and not healthy. And like I said before, other companies also have that thing where they pay the highest percentage of commission on the higher levels in your organisation. So you're getting less money on the highest number of people. And doTERRA have flipped this on its head. So you get the lowest amount of income where you have the fewest people, and you get the most where you have the most people. This is called unilevel, and this is where the real residual income begins to build over time. So anytime anybody orders, you actually make a percentage of that sale, and you make the biggest percentage where you have the most people. I really hope you found this workshop useful, that you learned a few things, that you were able to keep an open mind, and that maybe I've been able to share something with you that's opened your eyes to how you absolutely can create a plan B for your life and create genuine, true freedom. I'm here to help people change their lives while they change other people's lives. I want to see people redirecting their monthly spend towards doTERRA, so they're removing the toxins from their homes and from their bodies and from their families, so that they're empowering themselves with their own health solutions and investing in a company that does so much good in the world. And for the 10% of those people who join doTERRA who actually want to build the business, I'm here to offer mentorship and self-development. I want to give everyone on my team every opportunity to succeed, because I know and believe that everybody has the potential to grow into an amazing leader. And the more I can help people to do that, the more success I create in my own life. So I'm very, very invested in your success if this is something that resonates for you. So if you're interested in learning more, whether you want to walk and build slowly, or jog or run, I'm absolutely here to support you. Contact the person who sent you the invitation to this workshop and let them know. Tell them, I want to walk, I want to jog, or I want to run. Or even if for now you just want to start using the products and to improve your own energy and your own health and find out what all the fuss is about, and then start walking in your own time, you can completely do that. Because when you start walking, you're going to get a taste of it, and then you're going to start jogging. And eventually you might decide that you want to start running as well. But just start wherever you are, because wherever you are, we're going to match your energy. If you want to walk, I'll walk with you. The person who invited you here will walk with you. If you want to jog, I'll jog with you. If you want to run, I'll run with you. So if I invited you here to this workshop, here's my contact information. It's michelle@michelle-holmes.com. Send me an email, let me know if you're ready to walk or jog or run. Let's get connected, let's get your questions answered, let's get you enrolled so that you can become your own wellness advocate and start helping other people to become their own wellness advocates as well. If you're already a wholesale member, by the way, you can actually upgrade to Wellness Advocate for free, and then you can start enrolling people and making commissions. By the same token, if you're not interested in what you've heard today, that's absolutely fine too. But if anybody came to mind while you were watching this workshop, please reach out to them and let me know, and I'll send you a copy of this video so that you can send it on to them. Now, if you'd like to enter the prize draw to win the free introductory kit of oils, which is lemon, lavender and peppermint in a really gorgeous box, all you need to do is post on your Facebook page with your biggest aha that you took away from this workshop, the biggest kind of eye-opener that you learnt by attending. Tag me in that so I can actually see your comment, and use the hashtag #GetOily. Everybody who does that will be entered into a prize draw for this month. Everyone's name will go into my Giants singing bowl and I will pick out a winner. And you never know, you might just win an intro kit just for sharing your biggest aha from this workshop. So as I say, I really hope that you can now see that there absolutely is a plan B. And if you're interested in taking it further, get in touch with me or the person who sent you here, and we'll answer your questions and get you set up. Every single step that you take with doTERRA is a step towards freedom and empowerment. It doesn't matter how fast or slowly you decide to build. You can go as slow as you like and build an incredible asset for your future. But here's something that I know for certain. A year from now, you'll wish that you'd started today. So get in touch with me or the person who sent you here, and let's get you started today. Speak soon.